You know by that look that I'm coming back with another admonishment for video podcast number 61. Okay. Now, normally, if there's one group of men who listen to me, I never attack. I never criticize. That's my Patreon subscribers. My Patreon, I love them more than them and my mail clients, my Skype and consultation clients, my email consultation clients, my one-on-one face-to-face coaching session clients. You know, that's the guys I have the most love for. But some of y'all let me down, man. Some of y'all Patreon subscribers let me down. I'm trying not to elaborate, but y'all know what y'all did. That just wasn't cool. Some of y'all in a situation where you need to correct that in the next couple days. I ain't going to come down too hard on you yet. And for you other guys that have already been banned, you know what you did, and I give you the big, take this with you. Fucked up, man. Okay. Why am I going to admonish some of y'all? Because y'all refuse to wake the fuck up. You fellas. See, here's what's funny about a lot of you fellas, man. Here's what cracks me up. And this includes some guys who are podcast hosts, as well as their followers who are active in their respective comment section and even in my comment section. Matter of fact, before I get into that, man, there was a young dude, came into my comment section. Hold on, let me look at this shit. Young dude, he said he only 25. And this guy broke down what I've been breaking down for like probably 15 years. Hold on. Young dude broke down something I said in my early editions of Mo 1. In chapter 2 of my 1998 and 1999 version of Mo 1. This motherfucker, he broke it down. Well, it's taking too long for me to pull it up. First. Bye. Yeah, I like this bye because remember I was talking about how Vitamin Water Zero has at least 2 ingredients that have the letters PHOS in them. Any ingredient, I was told by my kidney doctor that, no, it was an article I read. An article I read said that if you having kidney problems or on the verge of having kidney problems, you should significantly diminish, if not flat out eliminate, ingredients that have PHOS, what's known as phosphate ingredients. And Vitamin Water Zero has at least 2 ingredients that have PHOS in it. This, on the other hand, has none. It has no PHOS ingredients in it. And one ingredient in here that I don't necessarily like, it has a small amount of caffeine. And I don't really drink, I don't like to drink caffeine, but it got peach flavor. That's actually my favorite flavor of any beverage, is peach. Remember I used to drink peach Snapple like it was the beverage equivalent to crack cocaine? Excuse me. But this guy, he posted in my comment section. And I'm going to be paraphrasing because now I don't have it in front of me. But he essentially said, man, Alan, I've been listening to you talk about women's true nature. Women have had their true nature since the beginning of time. I don't know why men are tripping on it now, because women have been the same way since the beginning of time. True. I've been saying that forever and a day. And Last time my chin was too close to the bottom. So I'm trying to adjust my... Okay. Yeah, I've been saying that forever, man. Like I said that in one of my recent videos. I said, women's true nature ain't nothing new. Second thing he said, men have been trying to control women's sexuality forever. Another true statement. Matter of fact, if you read this book I always promote by Daniel Bergner, What Do Women Want? He talks about that in one of his chapters. Matter of fact, something he said is what prompted me to do my infamous video, The Myth of the Prudish and Monogamy-Oriented Good Girl. Because Daniel Bergner basically said, and I don't remember his exact words, but essentially he said that no woman is born. It's not in a woman's biological DNA to be prudish and or strictly monogamous. He said basically that's something that men have socialized women to behave in that manner for their own self-serving objectives and needs. Men. And that's what this young dude who's 25 years old who posted said. He said, men have been trying to control women's sexuality. And then the final thing he said, I say this in my book, as far back as my 1998 version of Mole 1. I say this in chapter 2 of that book. He said the biggest mistake men made was beginning to offer women money, offer women access to their financial resources and their material possessions in exchange for pussy. What's commonly known now as tricking. And I say that in chapter 2, back in my 1998, 1999. I don't know if I think I say it too in my updated versions, but I know I said it in my 1998 and 1999 version of Mole 1. I said that in one paragraph in chapter 2. I said I was talking about manipulative head games, and I basically said we would never have manipulative head games if it wasn't for the first heterosexual man in world history to start tricking, to start offering a woman money and material possessions for some pussy. Speaking of that, I heard a podcast host criticize me and basically say that it's unrealistic for me to think that all men would be able to have access to the sexual companionship of really beautiful and sexy women without tricking. I never said that. I never said that. It just shows how podcast hosts be misquoting me. I never said that. I never said that it's a man, most heterosexual man, wouldn't be able to have access to beautiful, sexy women if it wasn't for tricking. Matter of fact, I would almost say just the opposite. If you watch my video Face the Facts, that's the number one thing I was actually pointing out. See, a lot of you all in that video, y'all paid the most attention to my comments about the so-called gender war. And again, I refer to it as the so-called gender war. I think the whole concept of gender war is bullshit, but that's another story. But the main talking point of that particular admonishment was that a lot of you motherfuckers out here, man, I could tell by your comments, whether it be comments in my comment section or comments I read in other YouTube hosts' comment section. Y'all, see, a lot of you guys always criticize women for being delusional. And granted, a lot of women are delusional, particularly women who are 40 years of age and older. I talk about that all the time. There's a lot of older women in society that I would categorize as being delusional in terms of their desires and expectations related to the the caliber and quality of male companionship they expect to receive. For example, if you're a woman that's 45 years old and you got 3 kids and 2 of your 3 kids came out of wedlock, for you to think you're going to get this top-notch, totally together dude to become your future husband, you're delusional. You're delusional. You ain't going to get no handsome motherfucker with a 6-figure salary that's never been married and doesn't have any kids to wife you up. Are you serious? That's delusional. So I will co-sign with the idea that there's a lot of women who are delusional. In particular, I always pick on just older women. You could arguably say there's some women that are 39 years of age or younger that might be delusional to one degree. You know, to me, younger women are going to be younger women. I don't pick on them too much. But yeah, a lot of you women that are 40 years of age or older are delusional. But that said, there's a lot of you motherfucking men. And I'm not just limiting the men to men 40 years of age or older. There's a lot of you men who are way fucking delusional. Way fucking delusional. To plug my books again. Why do you motherfuckers think I wrote, really all my books, but 2 in particular, The Possibility of Sex and The Beta Male Revolution? Why do you guys think I wrote those 2 books? For those who have those 2 books. And for those who don't have those 2 books, you should get them. That's not me just throwing a sales pitch out. You really should get them. Particularly if you're a naive type of guy and or a delusional type of guy, you need to get those books immediately. Because that's the main reason why I wrote those 2 books. Was to prevent men from being naive. And secondly, to prevent men from being or becoming delusional. To prevent man from becoming naive and to prevent man from being or becoming delusional. A lot of you men are fucking delusional. Oh, here come these notifications. Hold on a second. Yeah, the guy's name was Hemarth Kumar. Hemarth Kumar was the young 25-year-old who, yeah, his notification just propped up. Damn, man, I got to find a way to turn. Well, see, I can't really turn them off because if I turn them off, then when I'm not doing a podcast, I got to turn them all back on again. Excuse me. The reason I wrote The Possibility of Sex and The Beta Male Revolution was to prevent you guys from being naive and delusional. See here, excuse me. I've told you this, what I'm about to say, probably 5 to 10 different ways. But yet, I have to repeat myself and tell it to you again. See, here's the thing that for you egotistically sensitive guys is going to bruise your ego or maybe even break your heart. Okay? But it ain't nothing I've not said before. See, you've probably heard this concept. It's a theory, actually. It's never been scientifically proven. It's just been always labeled a theory. It's called the 80-20% rule theory. Yeah, it's not called the 80-20% rule fact because it's never been scientifically proven. There's no empirical evidence to back it up. It's just been a proposed theory. Again, I first heard about it if I'm not mistaken, it was in Esquire magazine. This was in 1985. I was reading a monthly edition of, I believe it was Esquire magazine. And it was a psychologist talking about the 80-20 rule. And this is what he basically said. He said that there was going to only be roughly 20% of heterosexual men in society that would be able to have sex with women without offering them anything. Without offering them anything. Like without offering them money, financial favors, financial security, long-term monogamy, whatever else. Basically, in simple, blunt terms, he said there's only about 20% of men that will be able to fuck a woman just because of a combination of his looks and his sex appeal. That's what it basically came down to. He said there's only about 20% of men in society that's going to be able to seduce and fuck women just purely based on a combination of their looks, their personality, and their sex appeal. The other 80% of men in society, they going to have to offer women something to get in their pants. They're going to have to offer them something. Whether it be short-term financial favors or financial compensation, long-term financial favors or financial security, materialistic gifts, access to their material possessions, long-term monogamy, an offer to help a woman raise her kids, whether her kids are from you or another guy, and just at bare minimum just spend a significant amount of time with her non-sexually in addition to sexually. That's what 80% that this psychologist said that men are going to have to do to get in a woman's pants. And in my book, The Beta Male Revolution, I basically break down, related to that criteria, I basically break down men into 4 categories. 4 categories in my book, The Beta Male Revolution. If you don't have it, download the audiobook today. You know, I get more money from the audiobook version. But it is an ebook version and paperback. I get the least money from the paperback version and the most money from the audiobook version. But anyway, I have 4, I divide guys into 4 groups. And my 4 groups are based on your ability to get women in bed. That's not the only criteria, but that's the main criteria, is your ability to get a woman in bed. I start with the total alpha males. A total alpha male would represent that 20% that applies to the 80-20 rule. When you're a total alpha male, that means you can fuck a woman just based on a combination of your looks, your degree of confidence, your degree of seductive charm, and just your overall sex appeal. You gonna get women to fuck you just because they want to fuck you. They ain't looking to get anything out of you. They just want to fuck you because you've gotten their pussy wet and you've created a high degree of lust in them. They want to fuck you just to be fucked. Just because they know they're going to have a good time in bed with you. That's a total alpha male. You don't promise them no monogamy. You don't promise to spend time with them non-sexually. You don't offer to spend any significant amount of money on them. And when I say significant amount, I'm talking about anything beyond the cost of the average breakfast meal, the average lunch meal, or the average dinner meal. Nothing above and beyond that. You don't give them no materialistic gifts, nothing. Basically, when you're a total alpha male, the only thing you offer women in exchange for their sexual companionship is your sexual companionship. Period. That's all you offer women. You offer women your dick in exchange for their pussy. That's what you do when you're a total alpha male. Like if I had to toot my horn to a large degree, the vast majority of women I've had sex with in my life, and particularly casual sex, man, I didn't offer them shit. And I'm being real. I didn't offer them shit. I didn't offer to spend no large amount of money on them. I didn't offer to spend any significant degree of non-sexual time with them. I didn't offer them any long-term monogamy. Basically, the only thing I offered them in exchange for their pussy was my dick. That was it. Now, I would say just about every woman I've had casual sex with, that's the only thing I offered them was my dick. I didn't offer them shit else. That's when you're a total, that's when you can call yourself a total alpha male. If you're able to regularly fuck, I would say a bare minimum of 2 or more women, pretty regularly, and the women you're fucking, you don't have to offer them shit other than just a good time in bed. That means you could qualify yourself as a total alpha male. Next category of men I talk about in my book, The Beta Male Revolution, is what I call the alpha male with a few beta traits and tendencies. An alpha male with a few beta traits and tendencies. Without going into all the details and description of this archetype, as it relates to what you have to offer women, an alpha male with beta traits is a guy that's never going to really have to offer women money or material possessions in order to get her in bed. But he does usually have to offer a woman some degree of monogamy or time spent with them non-sexually. That's what an alpha male with beta traits. He's going to have to offer a woman either long-term monogamy, or if not long-term monogamy, short-term monogamy, or some significant amount of time spent with that woman non-sexually in addition to the time he spends with her sexually. That's an alpha male with beta traits. So yeah, he's either going to have to offer at least one of his sex partners, at minimum one of them, if not all of them, one of them. He's going to have to offer her long-term monogamy and or a significant amount of time spent with her non-sexually. That's the alpha male with beta traits. Next one, a beta male with a few alpha traits and tendencies. An alpha male with a few, a beta male with a few alpha traits and tendencies. This is a man in terms of what he's going to have to offer a woman to get her in bed. He's going to have to offer a woman either long-term financial support and financial security, or if he's maybe like a sugar daddy or a trick, he's going to have to offer women short-term financial compensation and financial favors and materialistic gifts. And if he wants a woman to have his children, he's definitely going to have to offer her long-term financial security, and he's going to have to promise that he's going to stick around to help her raise her children. That's the beta male with alpha traits. When you're a beta male with alpha traits, at bare minimum, you're going to have to offer a woman some type of financial compensation or financial security. And at maximum, you're going to have to offer her financial compensation, financial security, plus long-term monogamy, plus a promise to help her raise her children in a healthy environment. That's what you're going to have to promise women to get in their pants if you're a beta male with alpha traits. And then finally, this fourth category is the main category of men that most of my admonishment was for in that video, Face the Facts, Women Are Winning the So-Called Gender War. If there was one, I would say probably 75–80% of my admonishment was directed at total beta males, and the remaining 20–25% was directed towards beta males with alpha traits. But total beta males, and if you read my book, The Beta Male Revolution, I say it in simple terms, man. If I would say out of the 4 archetypes of men that I describe in my book, I say the one group that's suffering the most in today's society, given the nature of women, the nature of how society has progressed, the influence of feminism, and just all factors considered, the men who are suffering the most and have the highest degree of romantic in sexual frustration and the highest degree of misogynistic bitterness are the total beta males. The total beta males. What's a total beta male? Is basically a guy who, even if he offers women long-term monogamy or financial favors, most women still ain't gonna give him no pussy. Even if he offers that shit, he still ain't gonna get no pussy. He might be able to get pussy from like a street prostitute, a call girl, or an erotic escort. But beyond that, for the most part, he ain't gonna be able to get no pussy. I would say at minimum, he ain't gonna get no pussy from no fine bitches. He might get some pussy from some less than average looking women. But truthfully, as I said in that one admonishment, even a lot of unattractive women don't want to have sex with a guy who they perceive to be a total beta male. If women perceive to be a total beta male, most women, they would rather masturbate than have sex with you. And that's just, I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just giving it to you real. Most women would rather masturbate. Do you know that the female sex toy industry is literally a multi-million-dollar, if not billion-dollar industry? That means there's a lot of motherfucking women buying sex toys. I've had women tell me this to my face, so I know it's the truth. Most women will tell me. They'll tell me in so many words. They'll say, I would rather masturbate than have physical sex with a guy who I'm just not attracted to or a guy who I look at as a loser. That's what they tell me all the time. They're like, I would rather play with my pussy with a female sex toy than have casual sex with a guy who I'm not attracted to and a guy who I look at as a loser. Most women don't want to have sex with guys who, number one, who they're not physically attracted to. And see, speaking of physical attractiveness, now I've always said, man, I don't think that a woman's sexual attraction to a guy is solely and specifically based on a man's looks. I've said that in at least 3 or 4 video podcasts of mine. So if I had to put it into percentage, I would make the argument that looks alone are never 100% of what draws a woman to a man sexually. But by the same token, looks are never 0% of what attracts a woman to a man either. So looks are never the sole and specific thing that attracts a woman to a man sexually. But there's some men out here who I will read, they'll make comments like, oh, women don't pay attention to looks. All women care about is your money, your status, and your level of influence. That's bullshit. Okay? Let me break it down to you. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Your looks always is going to play a part. It ranges from woman to woman. With some women, your looks might be 25% of what contributes to her attraction to you. Another woman, it might be 40%. Another woman might be 50%. Another one might be 65%. Another one might be 75%. Another woman might be as high as 80 or 90%. But looks are always going to play some factor in a woman's attraction to you. So for you guys who say that looks are not important at all, that is bullshit. Because I'm a living testament for those guys who say, like I've read where some guys try to make this argument, you could be ugly as fuck, but if you got money, you gonna still get quality pussy. And on the opposite end, you could be real good looking, but if you ain't got no money, you ain't gonna get no quality pussy. Oh, really now? Oh, really? Is that right? Well, I gotta toot my horn, as Tony Maso said, I gotta rub my balls in some more guys' faces. Why is it that in 1990, I always highlight this year when people want to present this argument that if you ain't got no money, you ain't gonna get no... Dude, anybody who knew me in real life knows, if no other calendar year, 1990, I was living with my parents. I didn't have my own place. I didn't even really have my own car. I was driving one of my father's hand-me-down cars. Man, I was fucking all kinds of fine women in 1990. Like, all kinds of fine women. I was having threesomes with women that year. Man, I was slaying women left and right. My sex partner count was in the double digits. Shit. I was broke just about that entire year. I didn't have hardly no money. I don't even think I made, I want to say in 1990, I don't think I made more than $10,000. That ain't even no joke. I think at best I might have earned maybe somewhere between $12,000 to $15,000 a year, if that. I think it was $10,000 or less, because all I was doing was local and regional television commercials. I was doing a little bit of stand up, and that's about it, man. Yeah, man, that was financially, that was one of my least productive years of my adult life. But in terms of pussy, that was my second best year of my life. That was the second highest amount of women I've had sex with in a single calendar year, next to 1985. The most I ever had sex with was 1985. 1990 was my second best year. And I was damn near broke that whole year, man. Again, I was living with my parents, man. I didn't even have my own place. So, why did I get so much pussy? Because a combination of two things. My verbal communication skills were on point. And if I say so myself, I was a good-looking motherfucker, man. I had a real slim, lean, muscular physique. Man, don't ever think that women don't pay attention to your looks, for those guys who believe that stupid shit. Particularly looks from the neck on down. Now, it is a research fact that most women don't put as much emphasis on men's facial looks as men do on women. So for those that argue that, I will actually at least halfway agree with you on that. Because studies do show that most women don't put as much emphasis on a man's facial looks as men do on women. But when it comes to your body, shit. I dare anybody to argue that. Told you, man, Match.com even did a survey about that, among other people who've done a survey. Women definitely put emphasis on men's bodies. Women pay attention to your physique. Believe that shit. Believe that shit. I mean, I'll just speak solely and specifically for myself. In my lifetime, like, I've gotten some pussy from women when I've been overweight and chunky and heavyset and all that stuff. But hands down, man, the number one time I've always had the easiest time getting pussy is when I've had a slim, lean, athletically proportioned physique. A slim, lean, muscular, athletically proportioned physique. Man, when my physique is top notch, man, I'm able to get pussy like taking candy from a baby. Like taking candy from a baby. So, for you guys delusional enough to believe that looks never play a factor, shit. See, here's what you got to understand, man. Here's what you got to understand. Let's say you're just a very unattractive guy who got a big beer belly. You like 75 to 100 pounds overweight. Okay? And let's say on top of that, you broke and unemployed. Okay? Now let's say while you broke and unemployed, you played the lottery at your local gas station or grocery store. And you end up winning $10 million in the lottery. Are women going to come out the woodworks giving you attention? 90% chance, yes. But here's what you got to understand. If you came into $10 million just for winning the lottery, but you were still an unattractive guy with a big-ass beer belly and shit, do you think those women who come out the woodworks want to fuck you because they genuinely interested in you? Wait for the response. Wait for it. Let me take a sip. Wait for it. Wait for it. Okay. Ready for my response? Here we go. Fuck no! Fuck no! You delusional dumbass! Fuck no! How do you think prostitutes make their money? How do you think call girls make their money? Do you think prostitutes have sex with guys that they're genuinely turned on by and genuinely attracted to? Do you think professional call girls have sex with guys that they're genuinely attracted to and genuinely turned on by? Do you think erotic escorts? Come on, man. This is one of the reasons why I tell guys all the time. Like, I even had to tell my fellow YouTube podcaster, BGS Itmore. He did one podcast where he almost tried to put guys who trick for pussy in the same category as womanizers. And I came in this conversation, I said, no. Don't ever make that mistake. Don't ever make a guy who's tricking for pussy synonymous with a guy who's a genuine ladies' man or womanizer. Those are apples and oranges like a motherfucker. If you a trick, let's say you got a womanizer and a trick. Let's say both of them in a 6-month period fuck 10 women, okay? But the trick, he had to spend anywhere from $250 per woman to as much as $1,000 per woman to fuck the 10 women he fucked. Anybody could do that shit. Anybody could do that. And that's why I criticize tricking. It's not now. I've sometimes condoned tricking. I've told guys that if there's one scenario where I actually condone tricking is when you're traveling, and particularly when you're traveling outside the country. When you're traveling, and particularly outside the country, that's when I at least halfway condone tricking. I understand it. If I don't condone it, I understand it. I understand guys who trick. I've tricked before. I've openly admitted that on Blog Talk Radio. And I think once, at least one other time here on YouTube. Like when I was the one country I tell you, when I went to Amsterdam in 2010, you know, they have the infamous red light district where you pay like 50 euros for like 20 to 30 minutes of sex. Yeah, I'll openly admit I tricked when I was in Amsterdam. Yeah. I was there for 2 nights. One night, I tricked with 2 women. I paid 2 women to have a threesome. I actually got a discount because you're supposed to pay 50 euros per woman. I think I got 2 women for 80 euros. Yeah, I hooked up with 2 women for 80 euros. That ain't much money. That's like no more than like $100 US. Yeah, I had a threesome with 2 women while I was in Amsterdam. Because neither one of them spoke English. I can't talk dirty to a woman that don't fucking understand English. And the second night, I had sex with just 1 woman for 50 euros. So I spent, what, about 140, 130 euros for sex with 3 women. So that was one main incident where I tricked. But that said, if you're tricking with women in your same city, like where you live, man, I have no respect for that. I have no respect for that, man. Again, if you're tricking while you're traveling, particularly outside the country, I give you a pass on tricking. But if you're tricking like with women in the city you live in, and that's like how most of your pussy comes from tricking, man, I ain't got no respect for that shit, dude. And the biggest thing where I separate from womanized, man, anybody could be a trick, man. You could be the ugliest motherfucker on earth. You could have the smallest dick on earth. You could have no sex appeal whatsoever. And if you offer a woman who's a whore money, she's going to take your money. That's what a whore is. That's basically essentially what a whore is. That's the difference between a whore and a slut, in case you guys didn't know that. That's the main difference between a whore and a slut. See, there's a joke that goes like this. It's really so true that to me it's not really a joke because there's so much truth to it. There's a joke that goes, what's the difference between a bitch and a slut? What's the difference between a bitch and a slut? A slut is a woman that will fuck every man in the neighborhood, including you. And a bitch is a woman who will fuck every man in your neighborhood except you. To me, it ain't a funny joke. It's more so truth, because that's why you got so many men that be bitching about women. Because they see that these women are giving almost every guy around them pussy except for them. And going back to a slut versus a whore, a slut is a woman who's promiscuous for free. That's the simple difference of a slut and a whore. A slut is a woman that's going to be promiscuous with simply a lot of men that she finds physically attractive and sexually appealing. That's a slut. A whore is a woman that takes it a step further. She will not only have sex for free with men that she's attracted to, but she will have sex with men that she's not attracted to for money. So that's the difference between a slut and a whore. Because a lot of guys use those terms interchangeably, but they're actually not the same. Like a lot of guys will call a slut a whore and a whore a slut. No, a slut is a woman that's going to fuck guys, a lot of guys that she's attracted to. That's a slut. Is a woman who's going to fuck a lot of guys that she's attracted to. I personally don't like to call a promiscuous woman a slut. Because shit, if a woman, that's just a woman's true nature, man. A woman is a woman. But for those who want to use that term, yeah, a slut is a woman that's fucking a lot of guys that she's attracted to. A whore is a woman that is willing to fuck guys that she has a less than average degree of attraction to for the sake of financial compensation or employment offers or something of tangible value. That's a whore. A lot of you men out here, man, are delusional, man. Yeah, don't even confuse a trick with a womanizer, man. A womanizer is a motherfucker who could get a lot of pussy just based on, again, going back to that 80-20 rule description. A womanizer, a ladies' man, that's the guy who's going to get a lot of pussy from a combination of his looks, his level of confidence, his overall personality and behavior, and his overall degree of sex appeal. That's a ladies' man / womanizer. You ain't got to spend no money on no woman to get no pussy if you're a ladies' man or a womanizer. But if you a trick, yeah, that means that if you ain't offering a woman some money or some of tangible value, she ain't gonna give you no pussy. And that's the thing. Again, man, going back to the 80-20 rule theory, that's what that theory proposes, is that 80% of the guys in society, man, y'all ain't gonna be able to get no pussy for free. Y'all ain't gonna be able to get no pussy for free. Y'all gonna have to offer a woman something. Either money, long-term, short-term money, short-term or long-term monogamy, or at bare minimum, you're gonna have to offer to spend a significant amount of time with a woman non-sexually in addition to sexually. That's what you're gonna have to offer, man. You ain't gonna be able to get women's pussy you ain't gonna be able to just offer your dick for some pussy like I have for most of my life, particularly in my 20s and 30s. Yeah, like now that I've gotten older, I ain't gonna lie, man, I don't have the same pull that I did when I was younger, even though my pull's still pretty good. But when I was between roughly 17 and 37, 38, 39, man, just about all the women I fucked, with the exception of my long-term girlfriends, man, I didn't offer them shit for no pussy. I didn't offer them shit other than my dick. All I offered women was my dick. I didn't offer them shit as far as like money, financial favors, monogamy. I didn't offer them none of that shit, man. I just offer women my dick. And y'all motherfuckers need to wake up to that, man. All you guys trying to, see, man, here's another good thing, y'all delusional. I hear guys say, well, man, some of these women out here, they expect me to wife them up after they done fucked like 5 to 10 womanizers before me. I ain't gonna take no womanizers leftovers. Okay. Who you gonna take then? Huh? That's what I'm asking. And that's what I've asked before. Who you gonna hook up with then? Motherfucker, I'm gonna use my sports analogy again. See, here's the problem with a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys are second stringers and third stringers, and you don't want to accept that. See, like in the world of football, college and pro, and high school. And basketball has the same thing pretty much. If you go to NFL.com or ESPN, NFL section, you'll see that most teams, they have a depth, what's known as a depth chart. What does the depth chart illustrate or highlight? It highlights who's like the first position quarterback, first string quarterback, who's the second string quarterback, and who's the third string quarterback. And same with all the positions. So when an NFL team goes into their preseason camp, that's when the coaches allow competition for the starting position. Like say, let's go with quarterback. They allow, if a team has 3 quarterbacks, they'll allow them to compete for the starting position. And they'll see how well they do in the preseason games and in practice. And then right before the beginning of the regular season, the coach will usually announce, this quarterback is my starting quarterback. And then they determine who's the second string quarterback and who's the third string quarterback. Okay, you got that? Same with all the positions like wide receiver, running back, so on and so on. Offensive line, defensive line, the cornerbacks, the linebackers. They have a depth chart, man. Like if you play Madden, I used to play Madden big time. If you play Madden, you'll know they usually, for your team, they'll have the depth chart. Like they'll allow you to rearrange your depth chart. Now let's transfer the concept of the depth chart to dating relationship, today's dating scene. See, a lot of you motherfuckers, figuratively speaking, y'all are second string on a depth chart, or even third string, or in some cases, total beta male, I say you fourth string. If we want to go 4 strings, you fourth string. Hey man, you just gotta accept that shit, man. You either gotta do one or two things, like in real sports. In real sports, if you want to go from, say, the third string quarterback to the second string or first string, what do you have to do? Engage in self-improvement and personal development. You gotta improve your skills, man. That's the only way you're gonna move up in the depth chart. You gotta become better. You gotta become a better football player. You gotta become a better athlete in order to move up. You get that? See, a lot of you guys, man, this is why I did that video that has my second most public comments on it. My video called, I think it's called Beta Males Who Believe They Are Entitled to Date or Have Sex with Only Beautiful, Sexy Women. Some of y'all are delusional as fuck, man. Some of y'all are delusional as fuck in that regard. Some of y'all motherfuckers who don't look like shit be on YouTube talking about, man, shoot, if a woman ain't super duper fine, shoot, she can't get my attention. Look at your motherfucking ass in the mirror before you start saying that stupid shit. Look at your ass in the mirror with your pot belly and your chapped lips and your yellow teeth. No dressing ass. Some of y'all motherfuckers think because y'all got a dick between... See, I hate to always bring up these two guys, but this was the issue with George Sodini and Elliot Rodger. I read both of their manifestos. I read Sodini's a while back, and because a podcast host challenged me to read Elliot Rodger's, I read his manifesto. That was the problem with both of them, man. They felt like they were not only entitled to female companionship, period, but more specifically, they felt like they were entitled to the companionship of beautiful women. And see, going back to my video, Face to Facts, see, y'all concentrated on the gender war, but really the more important talking point in that video that I'm going to re-stress again in this video is that a lot of y'all motherfuckers, man, bitches don't want to fuck you. Some of you guys, y'all ain't going to never get no pussy for free. I'm going to tell you that right now. Some of you guys ain't going to never, ever, ever get no pussy for free. Y'all ain't going to never get no pussy without offering a woman something of tangible or intangible value. Ever. As far as being able to get pussy just by offering your dick, some of y'all ain't going to ever be able to get pussy like that. Ever. And then with even a smaller percentage of men, some of y'all ain't going to get no pussy even if you offering women shit. Even if y'all offer women shit, y'all ain't going to get no pussy. That's what a total beta male is. Even if you offer women shit, you ain't gonna get no pussy. How many times I gotta tell some of you motherfuckers this, man? Y'all better wake the fuck up. And the real deal is, a lot of y'all, it ain't like y'all don't recognize this fact. That's why a lot of you all do so much bitching about women and talk about you gonna go your own way and shit. Cause y'all know y'all motherfucking total beta male. Y'all know that even if you offer women shit, they ain't gonna give you no pussy. At least no fine women. No 7, 8s, 9s, or 10s. They ain't gonna give you shit even if you offer them something. Get out of your fucking delusional fantasy world, man. I hate to bring it to guys like this, but I have to bring it. It's just like, again, I quote Big Mike of Mac City Limits podcast radio fame when he says his version of alpha male versus beta male, or as Ron Wills calls them, select versus non-select. His version was some guys got it like that and some guys don't. Some of you guys, man, y'all just ain't got it, man. Y'all just ain't got it. In terms of the combination of looks, seductive charm, charismatic personality, and overall sex appeal, some of y'all motherfuckers, I ain't gonna put a percentage on it. As I said in one video, it could be as low as just 3, 4, 5% of y'all. It could be as high as 12, 13, 14, 15% of y'all. But some of y'all in society, man, y'all just ain't got it, man. Y'all just ain't got it. As far as getting pussy for free, y'all ain't gonna never get no pussy for free. No fine pussy. Y'all ain't gonna never get no fine pussy for free. Ever. Like, ever in your entire life. Ever. Y'all ain't gonna get no fine pussy for free. And some of y'all ain't gonna get no pussy even if you pay for it. Even if you offer to spend money on women and offer them financial security, you still ain't gonna get no pussy from no fine women. No 7s, 8s, 9s, or 10s. Y'all might get some pussy from some 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s. And I would say if you hook up with a 5 or 6, consider yourself lucky. But what I'm saying is, and I'm coming up on an hour now, I'm at like 53 minutes. The main thing I'm saying to y'all is that some of y'all are not in a position to be nitpicky, if I had to just sum it up in a nutshell. Some of y'all men out here, y'all be criticizing women for being nitpicky about who they want as male companionship. And again, I will co-sign that there are a lot of women, particularly women that are 40 years of age or older, that are what I would call unrealistically nitpicky in terms of who they will accept as a male companion. So I will co-sign with you on that. But that said, a lot of you men are unrealistically nitpicky. A lot of you men are unrealistically nitpicky when it comes to women. Y'all think because y'all got, say, a good job, or because y'all got a college degree, or because you're making 60, 70, and 80 grand a year, you drive a late model car, you think you automatically should have a 7, 8, 9, or 10. Well, Elliot Rodger was driving a BMW. Elliot Rodger was driving a BMW, a late model BMW. His parents were rich, and he still couldn't get no pussy. George Sodini was pretty affluent. He wasn't no broke motherfucker. I don't think he was wealthy or anything, but he wasn't no broke motherfucker. He was like gainfully employed. And he wasn't, truthfully, he wasn't even really what I would call an ugly dude. He was probably like average looking. But he couldn't get no pussy. At least he couldn't get the pussy he wanted. I would say he couldn't get no fine pussy. He probably could have fucked some like average to less than average looking babes, but he wanted to fuck real fine bitches. And he couldn't pull any of them. So he decided to kill some of them. And that's what's wrong with a lot of you motherfuckers, man. Out here in society today, man. Y'all think, some of y'all, man, y'all are not in a position. Y'all are second stringers, third stringers, and fourth stringers thinking that you should have the sex life of a first stringer. If I had to use that athletic analogy, some of y'all are second stringers, third stringers, and even fourth stringers that think delusionally that you should have the love life and sex life of a first stringer. And I'm telling you, that shit ain't gonna happen. For some of y'all, it ain't gonna never happen. And for the rest of y'all, it's not gonna happen until you make certain improvements in both your behavior and your looks. You get that? Some of y'all, it ain't gonna never happen. And the other percentage of y'all is only gonna happen when y'all immerse yourself in a high degree of self-improvement and personal development. And for those guys in that second category, that's where I come in. That's where my services come in. I help guys who are in that percentage of guys who have potential, who have the potential to move up from a third stringer to a first stringer or a second stringer to a first stringer. Those are the guys I mainly help the best, is guys who have the potential to move up from a second or third stringer to a first stringer. I'm sorry, I'm reading an email that's coming in. Notifications. Okay, here's the final thing I'm going to talk about. This was actually, I always wait to the end to talk about my main point. See, I spent like 57 minutes talking about my pre-shit. All the shit I've talked about to this point ain't even my main shit. My main shit, I was reading an article this morning, I think it was on Breitbart, and I rarely read Breitbart. That's like right-winged in a motherfucker. They talking about how this list of Hollywood men who've been accused of sexual harassment and or sexual misconduct is getting longer and longer and longer. The two recent people added is Brett Ratner. I think he dated Serena Williams, the tennis player, briefly. Brett Ratner. He's been accused of 6 women of sexual harassment and sexual misconduct. And then this other celebrity is somebody I met at the season 3 premiere of the show Entourage. I used to love the HBO show Entourage. I love that show. I actually was at the season 3 premiere party in Hollywood. And I got a chance to speak with an actor named Jeremy Piven. And Jeremy Piven has been recently accused of groping a woman. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, and I think I said this in one of my recent videos when I was talking about Harvey Weinstein or Weinstein. Because I know there's a lot of guys be defending these guys and saying that it's these women who are out of control with all these allegations and accusations. And to a certain extent, that's probably true. But here's why I'm going to criticize the guys. You know why I don't have too much sympathy for any of these guys? There might be a handful, but most of these guys... Because when I read the stories that these women describe, these motherfuckers wasn't Mode 1, man. I did a video already. I can't remember if it was a public video or it might have been a Patreon exclusive video where I talked about the front door, the side door, and the back door. See, man, I've always told you motherfuckers this. I've told you motherfuckers this. When you try to get pussy by going through the side door or the back door, it's going to come back to bite you. It's going to come back to bite you, especially if you fail. Especially if you fail. If you try to get pussy indirectly and you succeed in getting the pussy, then you might be good to go. But if you try to get the pussy indirectly, in a sneaky, indirect way, and you fail to get the pussy, I can almost guarantee you that there's a greater than 50% chance later on some woman's going to say that you sexually harassed her, that you was groping her, that you was trying to force her to have sex, that you was trying to date rape her, and whatever other similar accusations out there. Told you that shit, man. Ain't none of these motherfuckers been accused of just telling a woman straight up that they want to fuck. Name one guy out here, these Hollywood guys on this list of guys who've been accused of sexual harassment or sexual misconduct, where the woman said, yeah, he came in my room and just straight up said, are we fucking or what? Or came in the room and said, hey, I want to fuck the shit out of you. What are your thoughts? None of these motherfuckers were Mode 1. That's why I don't have no sympathy or empathy for these motherfuckers, man. I'm glad this shit is happening. Yeah, I said it. Call me a male feminist if you want to. I'm glad this shit is happening. Because it's illustrating that indirect ways of trying to get pussy is bullshit. And I've been saying that for fucking 15, 20 years. It's bullshit. Oh, you motherfuckers scared of rejection. Y'all out here being scared of rejection, so y'all try to sneak in through the side door to get the pussy. Instead of just coming straight up and saying to women, hey, I find you attractive, I find you sexy, I want to fuck the shit out of you. Ain't no woman can accuse you for sexual harassment about that shit. How? Because you leaving her with the choice. She got the choice either to say yay or nay. You ain't trying to twist her arm to do anything. You ain't trying to force her to do anything. That's what, like, a lot of guys ask me, they say, Alan, I noticed you, like, really into phone sex. What is it that, you know, fascinates you about phone sex? You want to know one of the reasons I love phone sex? And I've mentioned this before. Among other things, now, one, it's the greatest form of long-distance sex there is. I mean, physical sex, in order to have physical sex with a woman, she got to be in the same city as you. Either she got to live in the same city as you, or she has to have traveled, or you have to have traveled to her city. So obviously, in order to have physical sex, y'all got to be in the same proximity. I can have phone sex with women all over the country, all over the world, actually. I don't have to be in the same city of them. So that's one thing about phone sex. Second thing is, as far as women who I do plan on fucking, see, that's my way of getting consent from women. And I've talked about this in at least one or two other podcasts. That's my way of getting consent with women, man. Is my way of getting consent with women is that, like, if I want a woman to come over my place, I usually have phone sex with her at least once, and I'll make her say, say, Alan, I want you to fuck me. And she'll say, Alan, I want you to fuck me. I say it again. Alan, I want you to fuck me. Then I'll say, how bad? She said, real bad. I say it again. She said, real bad. Real bad what? I want you to fuck me real bad. See, that's not just me engaging in dirty talk. That's me getting a woman's consent. How can a woman later on try to suggest that I twisted her arm when I could easily say, well, we was on the phone and she straight up said, Alan, I want to come over your place so you can fuck me. Or I want you to come over my place so you can fuck me. See, most of the time I deal with women, I tell my male clients this, man. Like, a lot of male clients, they make the mistake of having women come over their place or they'll go over a woman's place before they make things clear. I don't do that shit. I might do that shit maybe 5% of the time. But 95% of the time, man, I don't let a woman come over to my place unless she's already acknowledged that the reason she's coming over my place is to get fucked. Or the reason I'm coming over her place is to get fucked. Other than that, man, I don't, no. So, man, going back to these Hollywood motherfuckers, man, ain't none of them had the balls to be more one with these women. So fuck them, man. I don't feel sorry for them. A lot of guys talking about they feel sorry for these guys, man. That they the target of these social justice warriors and feminists. I don't feel sorry for none of these motherfuckers. Because they ain't mode 1. I don't feel sorry for no motherfucker who exhibits mode 2 behavior, mode 3 behavior, or mode 4 behavior to get pussy. Period. If your number one way to get pussy is to either try to be sneaky and indirect, or even more so, you try to force a woman by like date raping her or assaulting her or trying to get her drugged or drunk so you can take advantage of her, man, I don't have no respect for that shit, dog. That's why, read my article, I'm going to post it below, talking about the ethics of getting laid. I wrote an article, one of my first articles for the Negro Manosphere was, there are ethics to getting laid. Yeah, man, you got to have some degree of ethics, man. I'm all about straightforward, man. That's what I call going through the front door. Going through the front door is when you just straight up tell women that you want to fuck them. You just straight up. I'm going to tell you why most of y'all don't do that. I know the reason. I said it in my butt. It's mainly because of two fears. Most of y'all are scared related to all the stuff I talked about in that first hour. Y'all scared y'all going to get rejected. That's why most of y'all not more one. Because you know, deep down, you know that most women you want to fuck are not really attracted to you enough to give you the pussy. You know you're going to get rejected. You know there's a greater than 50% chance you're going to get rejected. And that's why you try to sneak in the side door. Because you know you don't either have the looks to get that woman in bed, the personal charm, seductive charm to get that woman in bed, and the overall sex appeal to get that woman in bed, just on its own merit. You know you don't have that shit going for you. So you try to sneak in the side door, or even more desperately, you try to go through the back door and date rape a bitch or drug her or get her drunk. You motherfuckers ain't shit. The second thing, biggest fear that prevents men from being more one is just the fear of being called names. Like, you're afraid of being called an asshole, a jerk. You're afraid of being called too forward or too blunt. You're afraid of that type of shit. So what if a woman labels you shit? Hey, I'd rather be called an asshole for being too forward and too blunt about my desire to fuck a woman than for a woman 20 years later to say, yeah, Alan was in his apartment and then he just came out in a robe and he just started stroking his dick and masturbating. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, that's what one of the celebrities I recently read. That's what he did. He was in his trailer on the set of a movie and he just came out in a robe and he was jacking off. What kind of shit is that, man? And y'all motherfuckers want to defend a guy like that and feel sorry for a guy like that? I don't. I would not on my most lenient day, I wouldn't defend a motherfucker for doing some stupid shit like that. Y'all know how Alan Roger Curry roll, man. I tell women straight up, I want to fuck them. Straight up. I tell them that in a confident manner, using a smooth and seductive voice. Yes, that matters. And you know who I'm talking to when I say yes, that matters. Mr. Grim Reaper. No, it doesn't matter if you're smooth or seductive. You could talk with a dorky voice like this, and you still should be able to get laid. I should be able to talk with a dorky voice and still be able to get laid. Dumbass. Looking like Emmanuel Lewis with a Kango and a goatee. Smooth, seductive voice. You gotta be erotically dominant. And biggest of all, man, you just got balls and backbone, man. And if a woman rejects you, you just gotta be able to accept that. And how many times have I said in my various video podcasts that some of y'all motherfuckers, that's your single biggest problem. Y'all can't handle rejection. A lot of y'all motherfuckers cannot handle rejection. Quit denying that shit. Some of y'all motherfuckers, a lot of these motherfuckers, these Hollywood motherfuckers, that's their thing, man. They couldn't handle rejection. That's why any motherfucker is indirect. When it comes down to the nitty-gritty, that's why any motherfucker is indirect rather than being direct. Anytime you're trying to be sneaky and indirect to get the pussy, or even more so forceful and coercive to try to get the pussy, it's because it ultimately comes down to you cannot handle rejection. You can't handle rejection. That's what it ultimately comes down to. You cannot fucking handle rejection. Period. Some of y'all motherfuckers out here cannot handle rejection. And y'all need to get over that shit quick. Or else y'all gonna become the next Elliot Rodger or George Soldini. Guaranteed. That's what y'all gonna become. The next Elliot Rodger, guaranteed. And for all you motherfuckers holding out for a virgin, you better wake the fuck up real quick, you delusional motherfuckers. Ain't no virgins out here no more. That's why I did my video talking about women ain't gonna never be like they were before 1960. What era you think we living in? Talking about if a woman been fucking 5 guys or 10 guys or 15 guys, I ain't gonna have nothing to do with them. Well then, who you gonna fuck then? Who you gonna fuck? If a woman's beautiful and sexy, you can best believe she done had some dick before she met your ass. And if she was a virgin, I gotta ask you, do you really think she gonna fuck you? You second stringer, you third stringer, and you fourth stringer? Do you really think if this beautiful, sexy woman, this woman who's an 8, 9, or 10, if she was a virgin, that she gonna fuck you? You better wake the fuck up real quick and get out your delusional fantasy world. Hashtag. I don't know if I've ever done this. It's just going to be one word. Woke. Woke. If you listen to this full podcast and you agree with 90 to 99% of everything I said, just wrote woke. Hashtag woke. That means I don't have to wake you up because you're already awoke. Woke. W-O-K-E. Woke. I'm out. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Say it again.
Yes, sir.
Who's the king?
Alan, you're the king.
Say it again.
Alan, you're the king. You're dominating me.
Say it again.
Alan, you're dominating me right now. Most 1.
Mode 1.
Daddy, can I go, please? You're the king.
Say it again.
Oh, king. Oh, you're the fucking king. Yes. 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 Oh. Oh. Oh.
You're the king, Alan.
AKA the king of verbal seduction. You know, it's the tone of your voice, how seductive your intonations are, the vibrations that you could just reach out over the phone lines and stroke a woman's breast just by the sound of your voice, how you could make her pussy so wet just by the sound of your voice. That's actually very hot.
So you said my show was what?
I said your show is powerful.
Oh, say it again.
Your show is powerful.
I bet the king would fuck me really good.
Oh, yeah. Who's the king?
Alan Roger Curry.
Oh, yeah. Who's the king?
Alan Roger Curry. The king.
The king.
The king.